have to make sure this is level, and we can use shims underneath this lower part to do that. But the main thing to be level is actually the mold itself. This is the most important part. So we would do shims and stuff if it wasn't level, right? Usually when you make a piece of paper, you come up out of a vat, and then would be a smaller decal, but you have time to just shake it a few times. That's where you get what they call like the grain of the paper. And usually you do it in both directions, so there's like a grain going both ways, strengthens it, and you actually see the waves of, like little waves of energy moving through it. But it turns out, like if you had a giant piece of paper that was 40 by 60, you'd have to be a Zen master to hold it perfectly steady and even, because you have to be perfectly, but it turns out you can just move the whole vat, so you could actually have it on a car jack thing and be the best paper maker in the world because you're just trying to keep it even. So we can do those few shakes this way too. You don't want to keep doing it once it's done, because you might just throw up the pulp against one side, so you just want those few little shakes. And there might even be time to like drop more occlusions on the surface and stuff, right? That's before I covered this up, I wanted to talk about that, because we're actually going to make a swimming pool out of this. Put plastic on the inside, and we're going to put all the pulp and all the occlusions we want on the side there, and we're going to pull it so it drains as if we just came out of a vat. But we won't have a vat. We'll just have 6 cups of pulp or whatever amount we decide to use. Ingredients inside a swimming pool. This decal is high. Did you turn it on?
Mm-hmm.
This decal is higher than usual, and it'll give us more than enough water. In fact, more than if I pulled it out of a vat. To keep it consistent, I have to just decide on my recipe. This particular one, not a particularly big piece of paper, but maybe 6 cups. 6 cups will make it thick enough for the embossing. But you can decide after the first one if you want to have less. I think that's 4, 5, 6. Now I'll be filling that up with water, just pure water to the rest of the way. This is Formation Aid, which is like the stuff they use in monster movies. Anyway, this is the stuff to make it drain even slower, give it more chance of succeeding. But you only use about 1/3 of a cup of Formation Aid. So I'll just usually use a Dixie cup worth, in other words. And it would probably work even without it, but it does give you a better chance to get it to drain, more chance, especially if you're a beginner. Twice as long to drain the water, makes the water thick.